All right, hey, welcome everybody to Comic Book Radio. This is episode 180. I'm your host, Peter Cimetti, and tonight my guest is Adam Miller. We're going to be talking about his trading card set, Iron Age Icons. I like trading cards. I know some people that don't. I'm not friends with those people for too long. I like trading cards, man. Can you tell? We got a bunch at Alterna. I'm excited about this set. I'm excited to be included in this set. It was awesome when Adam reached out to include King Cryptid in it. Man, he did such a cool job on that. But before we bring him on, I want to say hello to those of you in the chat. We got Alejandro here, or he was here. Says, I'll be asleep when this airs, but just wanted to say what an amazing character design you created, Pete. It's hard to stand out today, but King Cryptid sure does. The thumbnail art is fire. Well, thank you, Alejandro. And Adam did such a great job with that piece. So excited to have it included in that card set. Jaded One, what's up? Jaded One, how you doing? We got Shrek PMC here, too. What's up, Shrek? Hope you're having a good night. Spicer McLeroy's here too. Says, what's going on, Warriors? Hope all is well. Have a great show, Brother Pete. Welcome to ZBR, Adam. Keep up the great work. There you go. Cole King, how's it going, Cole? Cigar Gangster, good evening, my friend. Good evening, everyone, Cigar Gangster says. Cole King also giving a shout out right there to Adam's project. It's on Fund My Comic right now, in case you didn't know. There's a link. It's also in the description of the show. Cole King says Blood Realm is just 3 backers away from 100. Let's get it there tonight, and then also put the link up for that too. Very nice. Yeah, we got a bunch of milestones. We're super close. Blood Realm is close to 100. What else is going on? The Alterna April campaign, that's close to 300. 1 backer away. 1 backer away. And then the King Cryptid campaign, I gotta update it, but we are 3 backers away from 1,000. Incredible. Thank you guys so much. If you want to check out any of those campaigns, any of those comics, please go to alternacomics.com/preorder and you can check that out right there below. All right, so without further ado, oh hey, what's up, awesome one? Everybody give a big Comic Book Radio welcome to our friend, Mr. Adam Miller. What's up, Adam?
What's up? What's going on?
How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to talk to you. We've had a few, I guess, Twitter interactions in the past, but it's good to talk to you, man. I'm a big fan of everything you do. So
yeah, what would that be called? Like a Twitter action?
Yeah, a Twitter action
Or a X action?
I
That
guess
sounds a little weird.
No, Peter and I have never done any X action, whatever. Just want to clear that up for the record.
I hate that name of it. Twitter.
Yeah.
It's Twitter from now, for forever from me. I'm going to dead name that thing for forever.
Yeah.
Good.
It was a weird change.
Yeah, exactly. But you got a good name for this project, Iron Age Icons. How did that come about?
The name?
Yeah.
It was a poll that I put on Twitter, and that's what everybody voted for. But
nice.
It's you know, the term Iron Age has kind of been used a lot recently for the indie, not really just the indie boom, I guess, in comic books, and really that term's applied, you know, to people who are doing like indie movies and indie video games and all that stuff, and they're kind of calling that the Iron Age. Whether or not, I've said plenty of times, I don't think you can name the age that you're in like while you're in it, you know. But it's more of a label, I guess. So, but that's what it is. This little corner of indie comics is the Iron Age Icons for the card set.
Yeah. I dig it. It sounds like a fun name. Cole says, let's hit all these milestones right here, right now. Hey, you know, I'm right here and waiting. Just like Richard Marx. But I really dig the trading card set and the concept for that. How did that all come about?
So it started off like I've always been a fan of the Marvel masterpieces. Those are my favorite. I'm a big trading card guy.
Oh, yeah.
And those are probably my favorite. And I've always wanted to do something kind of like that because I'm a painter and my biggest inspirations are the guys who did those cards. So it's always just been one of those things that's on my mind. But in CG, I did a lot of art contests and stuff, like, a lot of people do the art contests, and I was entering a lot of those. And as I was doing those, I was like, it kind of feels like if I collected everything I'm doing, it could be a trading card set, right? And so I had the idea to do it, and then I had a few people on Twitter saying, hey, you should do like a Marvel Masterpieces style trading card set for CG. And I was like, you know what? If I'm not the only one that has that idea, then it might be a good idea. So let's do it. And that's what I did.
Wow, man. So are you doing these? Are they all digital? Are they traditional? How are you going about that?
Yeah, the trading cards are all digital. It would take me like 3 years if I was doing this traditionally, which I love working traditionally. But these are all digital. I can get them done in a few days and get them knocked out. But I have some traditional commissions as a reward on the campaign if people are interested in actual traditional art.
Oh, cool.
But I actually my technique that I use is actually it's very similar to working traditionally as far as just the way I lay on paint and build up my volumes and stuff. So it kind of gives a little bit of a more traditional feel to the art, I guess. It doesn't look super like Photoshoppy or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it obviously it's not on canvas, but I think that the way I approach my painting is just because I moved from traditional, everything I was doing, and it just feels more comfortable.
Now, what do you prefer, traditional or digital, to work?
To work, I mean, traditional is just more fun, and I definitely like the feeling of an actual painting or a drawing, that you can pick up and look at. Same with comic books. I'd rather pick up a book and read it than get out my iPad and read it. But that doesn't mean I don't get out my iPad and read comics on it. You know what I mean? So I like both. I can definitely do more digitally, and a lot quicker. But I definitely love sitting down and just doing an actual painting. I haven't done that in probably 2 years. Like an actual painting. So maybe I need to get on that. I'll do the next set. I'll do it all traditional.
Well, you got a couple people that got this as a perk for you to do something traditionally. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Make sure you practice a little bit, shake off the rust.
Yeah. Well, those pieces are, and I have been doing that. I've got a few that I've done, and the examples on the campaign were recently done kind of traditionally, and they're in black and white, so it's not it's something you could color if you wanted to use it for a cover or pin up or whatever.
Is it a very similar style, like the way you
Yeah.
have your digital stuff? It would kind of look the same way you do your traditional.
Yeah, I'll show you this piece.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's one.
Oh yeah, man, very nice.
So it's just that's traditional. This is markers and ink on a Bristol board, and a little bit of like white paint, stuff like that. But yeah,
Awesome,
so this is
man.
basically, it'll be any character that people want. I don't care. But this is the idea of what it'll kind of look like,
Very nice.
which is similar to how the cards in the set look. They're very character focused. They're not really telling much of a story or anything like that. It's focused on the character, which personally that's the way I like my trading cards. So, but yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I still have the what do I got? I sold the Hildebrandt set. I still got the first one with Joe Jesco's art, and then
I
I've
love
got that third one. And then I kind of dropped off with trading cards around that time period.
Yeah, I think most people did. That's when I did too. Probably 97 or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because I love them.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden it started being like, you buy a pack and it's like 4 cards and it was like $3 at the time. And
right. Yeah. I mean, they were expensive, and I feel like you kept getting the same cards, which obviously, they have different rarities, typically in the packs, but you'd have to spend $20 back in 95 or 97 or whenever just to get that one card that you've been looking for.
Yeah.
But, they definitely got stingy with those towards the end.
Totally. Yeah. I loved when I was a kid, I could just go into either the comic shop or Toys R Us had a bunch of them at the time, and I could just pick up a pack or two. And it was just a couple of bucks and learn about the characters and make more informed comic buying decisions. It's very important when you're a kid because you only got so much money, so you got to do your research.
Absolutely. Yeah, I found an unopened pack of the Series 2 Marvel Universe cards.
Yeah. Man.
And I can tell, I know you're a fan of that one. You can always tell people who like trading cards because if they make trading cards, they usually borrow a thing or two from these. And I know your cards have similar designs.
Yeah, those first 4 Marvel sets.
Yeah, that's what got me into comics.
Right.
It was the cards actually that got me into comic books. And it's like you said, you're looking at the different cards, and I would be a fan of whatever character. I knew Captain America from the card before I ever read anything, and I already felt like a fan, of Captain America because you read his bio and see how strong he is and fast and all that stuff, and then that's what got me into it.
Yeah, and especially too where some of them, the sets, they would have like battles and story arcs, and they would kind of cover that.
Yep. Yeah.
And as a kid, it got you caught up to speed real quick. And the characters I fell in love with just from the trading cards, I would go and hunt down issues. And whatever issues looked really good to me, I'd pick up, if I could afford them. And at the time, I had comic shops where they had like a dollar bin, and they still have dollar bins at shops. But it was great to just go in there with like $5 and pick out a couple issues, and it was fantastic. I loved collecting the cards, and I never really got a complete set when I was a kid. I traded a lot of lunches for trading cards when I was a kid. Yeah. But then, you grow up, you get a little bit more money, and I went to eBay, and man, that was fun.
That's exactly what I did. You probably can't see them, but I've got the Series 1, and then 2, and then 3 they're sealed in the tin still.
Oh, you got the tin, man. Oh, man.
I still have my old sets too, but I had to I didn't get the tins. I don't think I even knew they existed as a kid. So I've got the limited. They've got the number etched into the back of them. 4,000 or 10,000 or whatever.
Those come with the holograms too, right?
I believe so. I haven't opened it.
Yeah, so I think the tin had like everything.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
Hey, hopefully. ASC Presents, thank you for gifting 10 comic book radio memberships. Appreciate that. If you guys got a membership, enjoy. StreamYard used to tell me who got them, and now they don't anymore.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't have the separate YouTube chat opened up. So if you got them, enjoy the emojis and enjoy access to over 100 videos in the archive. But yeah, man, as you could tell, like I said, I really enjoy trading cards. We got a die cut one here that we gave to backers.
I love that card.
This is like a glow in the dark trading card sticker.
Nice.
Even like the prismatic that we've got, and just all these. And then like you said, with the Series 2, the power stats. Oh, just
you gotta have it. If I'm gonna ever make my own for my own universe or whatever, it'll definitely have the power stats on the back.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah,
you gotta.
I mean, if nobody is familiar with this character, like you're saying, it catches you up to speed on who they are and where they fit in with all the other characters and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And even if they never meet, even if they never fight.
Yeah, you know in your brain. Yeah, you're like Captain. He's not quite as strong as Spider-Man or whatever. I'd
Yeah,
have to look at. I'd have to look
exactly.
at. And Spider-Man's stronger in Cap. So
Even though,
yeah.
truth be told, you know, whoever the writer wants to win is going to win.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Is that
They find a way.
Stanley? Was that what he said basically when the?
Yeah, yeah, and seriously, it's 100% true.
Sure.
There's
Yeah.
characters that win in a lot of scenarios where you're like, I don't think they would actually win, but something happens, you know, and
As long as when you're reading, you're like, oh yeah, that could work out that way. Maybe he
Yeah.
could. You know, then you don't want it to be like, no, this isn't how this would go down.
it's not
You know?
just like straight up in like a fist fight.
Right.
you know.
Right. It's got to have a little bit of context for how everything's gonna go down.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, with this set in particular, it looks like you're focusing on heroes. Are you going to focus on villains or something in the next set?
Yeah, that was the plan. I wanted to do all heroes for this full set, and then have another full set of the villains if we can. If there's enough interest, that I'd love to keep going as long as people want it. So, but yeah,
Nice.
that'd be the idea.
Very nice. Yeah. What I love to see with what you're doing, it looks like you're really going into it with some dynamic poses and some great art in there, and you're taking it seriously, and there's like a gravitas to what you're bringing to the characters.
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting to see, only because everyone's got like such different styles and different characters and the designs and all that, but you're under your style, you're kind of unifying all of them.
Yeah.
So even though they don't all exist in like a universe or whatever, gives it like the feel
yeah.
of a universe.
Yeah, that was intentional. Yeah, I could have adapted, somehow adapted the styles of the books that these characters are in and stuff, but I did want it to kind of make them all mesh together well and kind of be cohesive. And there were a few creators, so I had to be like, hey, just so you know, like the Buckler's in here, and he's got these really cartoony, and I love the Art Dillard's book, and like Bloodbone is in here. He's another one that he's got the huge, kind of like the Tick. He looks like the Tick from the 90s. But yeah, I had to, just tone down some of that, and of course I still do, play with it a little bit, because you still want it to be that character. Because if you make one of those guys look like like a just a normal Steve Rogers or something, since we keep coming back to him, or I do, it doesn't look right.
Is that a go-to character for you, Captain America?
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I like it. He was my favorite when I was probably in my older childhood years. Yeah, I guess he's on my mind all the time.
Pretty solid choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see Adam playing Cap. Can you guys? There you go.
Yeah.
Now let's dive into your past a bit, and don't worry,
Okay.
we're not going to get too weird about it.
No X
But-
interactions.
None of that. But I want to know, where does your love of comics, trading cards, all that stuff, where does that stem from?
Well, honestly, it comes from, when I was, I don't know, first grade, whatever, however old that is, 6, 7. My older brother was into comic books, and he gave me some of his Marvel trading cards. And so, like I was saying earlier, like I got into the comics because of the cards. And then I started collecting myself, and then I started getting the books and stuff. So from a young age, I was hooked, and I would say maybe in high school, I kind of didn't read so much, and I wasn't drawing so much. You just got a lot of stuff going on whenever you get a little older. And then about midway through college, I kind of picked it all back up again. But yeah, it was, it was kind of, I hate to be one of those guys that's like, I liked it before it was cool to like it, which I'm sure everybody watching this was one of those people. But yeah, it was kind of cool. I had an X-Men shirt when I was in 8th grade, and like you couldn't. I don't even know where it came from. I think it was one of those like mail in. You cut the thing out and you get they send you a shirt if you send them $20 or whatever it was. It was kind of cool back then. Whenever you could, wear an X-Men shirt that you can't go to Walmart and get.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
That's true.
I mean, that's how I started, was just as a kid doing that. I mean, and I was constantly drawing. I would copy Spider-Man and X-Men. Those were kind of my go-tos back then. And I would copy entire books, like panel for panel,
Oh, wow.
trying to, as a 10-year-old or however old I was.
That's a good learning technique, though.
It's one of the best, man. If anybody out there is wanting to get into art, just copy what you like. Obviously, you can't do that and form a career from it, but you're going to get good at drawing if you do that.
Yeah, you start picking up things by osmosis.
Yeah.
Composition, layout,
Yep.
the dynamics of it, even just how story flows.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do recommend that. I don't recommend that professionally, but
Right.
when you're learning,
It's one of the best ways to learn.
yeah, you do anything and everything you can when you're learning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great takeaway out there for anybody that's looking to get into the dynamics of comic composition. Look at some of your favorite comics and try to draw that comic.
Yep.
Keep doing
lot
it
of
over and
times-
over.
If you like a certain artist or a certain picture or whatever it is, but you don't really know why, you can't put your finger on it or explain it. If you sit down and you draw it, it'll start to become clear, like, oh, that's the way he renders, or his lighting is this style, or his anatomy it's not right, but it looks really cool and it's like this, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the big pieces of advice, too, that Todd McFarlane had given at one point in time. He was saying how he learned to draw from drawing comics. He didn't go out and try to draw realistically or landscapes or this or that or whatever. He would look at the comics and draw what was in the comics. And that's how he pretty much developed his skill set.
That makes sense. Yeah. And it did him very well. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And like whenever I was learning how to paint, like if you go to art school, I didn't go to art school or anything, but if you do, I just learned off YouTube. They will make you do master studies. So you have to pick whatever artists you like. Frazetta is one that I would do a lot of his stuff, or Jusco, or even like Rembrandt or stuff. And then you try to just copy it exactly as good as you can, with values especially, and shapes and stuff. And that's what I leveled up a ton just doing those.
Oh, yeah. You end up learning so much. So much. That's the fun part, though, is you learn by kind of copying from the masters that have come before.
Oh, yeah.
And then through learning from all these various styles, you kind of start to form your own. And then I find if you then focus a lot on speed, try to focus as much as you can into getting into a groove about speed and trusting your instincts at that point in time, you start to develop your own style. All of a sudden, things start to emerge because you stop overthinking.
Yep.
You stop thinking about, well, how would so-and-so do it? You just start going with it.
Yeah.
And you've built up all your fundamentals. You can go with it. And then all of a sudden, your own style, after so many hours, years, whatever it may be, will start emerging and coming to life.
Yeah.
It takes time, though. There's so many people that are so impatient about their art. Were you ever one of those kinds of people where you just wanted to hurry up and get to where you wanted to be?
Yeah.
Or did you have patience with it?
I was probably pretty typical. Like whenever I was first starting to take art seriously, I thought I was better than I was, of course. And then yeah, especially when because I was drawing. Comic books is how I learned to art. And when I started picking up painting and stuff like that, it was frustrating because I was like, you look at other, look on Twitter or whatever it is, and you see so much good art, and it's like, man, why can I not do that? So I was pretty impatient, but I knew that I would get there if I just keep trying. I think that's the key. Like you just know that you'll get better. And I'm not saying I'm necessarily there, but I'm wanting to get better and better and better. And just if you think you already are as good as you're gonna get, or if you think you're really great or something like that, you're gonna get stagnant.
Oh, absolutely.
Always
Yeah.
be learning.
Yeah. If you're the person who's limiting yourself, and that's really all that there ever is, like someone can tell you whatever. Yeah, but you're the one that gets to decide. Where's
Yeah.
your peak? Where's your ceiling? And yeah, it's good that you turn that impatience into motivation.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes that impatience turns into resentment and it turns into defeatism.
I think
It's
that's where
sad.
most people drop off, is they probably just, they're like, I'm not getting anywhere, not fast enough. Is, I've been doing this for years. I should be good by now. And they drop off, but it takes longer than a year. It takes longer than
So,
5 years.
how long have you been doing this that you would say in a serious way?
In a serious way, I think like probably 10 years, as far as taking it seriously, and when I decided this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, probably 10 years. But of course, I was, like I said, I was always drawing. Love
Yeah,
drawing,
so you were talking about Spider-Man and X-Men.
uh-huh.
Did you, if you could zero in on one character that you really loved to draw, who would that be?
It's Spider-Man. I still love to draw Spider. Anytime I'm like just sketching, like doing an anatomy sketch or something on a notebook, it always turns into Spider-Man. It's just he's so dynamic, and his silhouette, there's not much to it, so you can take a naked dude and just put the spider suit on top of him, give him those big eyes, and boom, you got Spider-Man. So probably him. Like I said, a lot of my sketches just end up turning into Spider-Man, even if I don't mean to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's so dynamic. You can do really cool poses with him, and it's a great character.
Absolutely. Now we got a couple great questions here from Comics for Life. Comics for Life, you always got great questions. Here's one of them. It says, do you model the characters after actors? Monster MD kind of looks like Grant Gustin.
I don't know who Grant Gustin is. I haven't done that in a long. I usually will think of an actor whenever I'm painting, especially if it's like a well-known character or something. But no, not usually. I don't think I modeled anybody. I don't think after specific actors.
Yeah, where's the Monster MD? I don't know. I don't really see Grant Gustin. I see kind of like Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible.
Sure.
A little bit,
A young Tom Cruise, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. And this. Which celebrity did you model this fella after?
That's Brad Pitt. Can't you tell?
Oh yeah, yeah. The abs,
Yeah. Yeah.
A little hairier though. A little hairier than Brad
Yeah,
the last time I saw him. But you know what I mean. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that's such a cool character, dude. I love King Cryptid.
Oh, you did a fantastic job on that, man. It was awesome. When you had approached me with it, I remember like you gave me a very extensive, like this is the info. You were like covering your bases, and I could have just got something from you that was like, I'm doing a card set. Can I use King Cryptid?
Yeah. Yeah, just about everybody got that. So I wanted to, make sure everybody knew what they were getting into if they were down with it. But yeah, well, that's great to know. I probably could have cut a lot of that out.
Yeah, because you
I'm kinda
gave me an
long-winded.
example of like your art, and I was like, well, just from seeing that, and you telling me especially, you were like, you can use whatever you want to use with the image. You just can't make a trading card.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, man, this is amazing. I knew whatever you were gonna do was gonna be incredible, and man, ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Beautiful piece that you did here.
Thank you.
To me, it is worth the price of admission for this piece, but I'm a little biased.
I agree. If you come for one card, this is the one.
Exactly. Man, and speaking of which, though, there isn't just one card in the set. You got 40.
Yep.
So how many people did you approach? Because I'm guessing you approached way more than the 40. I'm guessing it wasn't just a yes on every level.
Man, I didn't reach out to everybody. I put out a tweet, and that's where I had over 100 people contact me to do it. And I was very surprised. I thought maybe 5 or 6 people would say yes, and then I would have to do like 5 or 6 of each one of their characters to fill it out, But I had to, man, I turned down some cards that I wanted to do. Like, I liked the character, I liked the book, but I had so many. But there was a handful of the guys that I knew I wanted to at least make sure they were aware of the project. I reached out. I don't remember, maybe 15 or so. But yeah, the rest of them just came from the tweet.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty overwhelmed.
Because it's technically, well, I guess you could say technically it's a 42 card set. You got a couple characters that are your own, but most of these are other people's characters. Card number 1, are you ever going to reveal that, or is that a surprise for when people get the cards?
So no, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. We are currently doing a poll right now that all the backers get a vote on. So we've got the slot to fill, and we've got about 40 characters that we're going to try to get through. And so, yeah, the backers are voting on that. So if you'd like to have an input on who it is, go ahead and back. And we're voting. We're doing. It started yesterday, and so we did a poll yesterday. We're doing another one because there's 40 characters. You don't want to do it all at once. So we're doing kind of a tournament style thing for it. And I think next week we'll probably figure out who it is.
Well, I guess it's the time of year, March Madness,
Yeah.
It's kind of like a March Madness Iron Age icons.
Yeah, if I had the time, I would make a bracket and fill it out.
Yeah.
Who has that kind of time?
Let's see, so the first card, still undetermined, but will be determined soon. You got the second card is Reaper Destroyer by Joe Sontag. Cordrath is the third, Andy Smith and Dennis Turner. Then you got Private American, Mike Barron and Chris Braley. U.S. Assassin, Mark Polton and Mike McMahon. Lion, Eric Weathers and Zeb Hatfield. Death Raider by Rob Hunter. Number 8 is King Cryptid. It's funny because number 8 in the Alterna series is King Cryptid as well.
Oh, yeah.
Something about that number then.
I guess, yeah.
It works. One of my favorite hockey numbers.
There you go. Actually, that was my number when I played sports too. So.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, mine went from 8 when I was a kid to then when I was an adult, 74. And that's just because of my July 4th birthday.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Plus 7 and 4 always kind of seem to bring me luck in some capacity. But I love 8. There's tons of players I love with the number 8.
Yeah.
Gem Shock, Mandy Summers, Dale Keown, Jack the Ripper, Peter Gilmore, Mandy Summers, Monster MD, Von Klaus, WizKid, Narwhal, Magic Cop, Brandon Diaz and Phil Diaz, Diaz brothers, Ella Forsyth, Michael Bancroft, Perfect 10, Dave Brink, The Buckler, John Dillard, The Claude Agent, William Valley, or is that Vale?
Yeah, that's Camel Moon for people.
Oh, okay.
So.
Swarm, Shane Mess, St. George, Adam Lawson, and Taunton Revolver. The Embrace, Michael Odin, Dean James, Tiger Blue, Matt Fowler, and Jose Garcia. Smokes a Fox, Justin Belmont. You got Ariel, AR13L, the Little Mermaid. That's Pixel Trader, Piper Steed, Eric Hodson, Reese Randall. I mean, holy smokes, man. You got a lot of people here. Ghost, Rob Arnold, Dreaded Dinosaur Man. You got Bone. When I first saw Bone, I did like a quick, what? And then it's a Luke Stone character.
Yeah.
I was like, you got Jeff Smith that's crazy.
Yeah, different Bone.
Even though it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see that,
Hey,
yeah, if he's out there listening.
Yeah, I should maybe shoot him an email, I guess.
Once this set is done, that's the beauty of it, right? Once the set is done, you get to be like, look, you want to be a part of this, right? Look at this. This is gorgeous.
Right.
Of course you want to be a part of this.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah. Colonel Ironsides, Six Gun Gorilla, Bloodbone, Chrome Dog, Egg Beater, Shotgun Samurai, Cobalt, Ashiara, Cardinal, Nancy Moon, Zadok, Hero, Mammoth, Chokeslam, Armature. Like, holy smokes, man. And about how far done are you with all of these?
I am working on the very last one, other than the one that we haven't decided yet. So I guess I have 1.5 left to do, and they'll be all done.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel
so
like with this list of names, you could do something to the tune of Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Yeah. Eric Brothers.
Yeah.
I'd have to work on that one a little bit.
Incredible, man. Cole King says, I believe Chiron is one of the characters you can vote for. Chiron Morvel from Blood Realm? Really? Back now and help us get another alternate character in the set. That'd be incredible. Man, you would draw an amazing Chiron Morvel. He's like this giant knight. I don't know if you're familiar with Blood Realm.
Oh yeah, I've got Blood Realm.
But yeah, oh, that would be killer.
Yeah, that's another one I'd have to figure out how to do it in my style. But yeah, it's a super cool design.
Yeah, man, oh man. Yeah, just incredible stuff, man. So,
Thank you.
yeah, I love the way too that you have these designs in terms of you got the main character, and then it's like a zoom in close up on the back,
Yeah,
with the image and the additional abilities and the little bio in there. I thought that was so good. Like when you had sent me that to fill out, I was like, oh, this dude knows trading cards.
yeah. Yeah, I like I said, I'm a trading card dude. So they, in that forum, I had everybody, all the creators that are involved. I mean, obviously there was a lot more in that forum that what ended up on the card, but I wanted to cover all my bases because it would be cool to put all that on there. But I mean, it was, it was a lot of information, so I had to kind of boil it down to the essentials and what it should be for this set, because it's not like the Marvel Universe cards with the power sets and all that. And I've talked a little bit about that. I personally love that, and I know a lot of people do, but it doesn't make sense when you have all these different universes with all these different characters, because the power levels, they don't line up. You can't compare them to each other. And I didn't want to have any arguing or anything with the creators on there. The Kordrath being stronger than Death Raider or whatever. Where's Kordrath and King Cryptid? On the thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Didn't want any of that either.
No, I think this is a good way to go about it. You did it in a way that makes sense for the characters and makes sense as a set with the continuity of it. I see you got a QR code on there. Where would that QR code take you?
That's gonna go to whatever the creator wants it to go to. Either a YouTube channel for whoever the creator of that character is, or their Twitter or whatever, their website. Whatever it is that they want it to be, it's going to be that.
Very nice.
Really, it's kind of like you were talking about with, like, as a kid getting the trading cards and then wanting to go seek them out. I'm really hoping it has some kind of effect, for the people getting the cards. You see a cool character, you read a little bit about it, and you go like, okay, I want to go find this book and read about it. And some of the characters aren't as well known as others in the set. So it'd be cool if it could get some eyeballs on some more comics.
Totally, yeah. I'm sure it will. Let's see. Adam Warlock has a question. If I back it twice, can I vote for the Swan King from Red Koi too?
I don't know if that's been submitted. All the characters have been submitted by the creators, so you have to go.
Okay, so yes to the first part, and not so sure to the second part, Adam.
Yeah.
I can twist his arm only so much. Yeah, this is a great set. Can you explain or describe the cards at all in terms of what the coding is like? Are they going to have any embellishments, anything like that to it?
So yeah, the standard 40 card set, they're gonna be a 16-point card stock. If that means anything to anybody, but they're going to be thicker. They're not going to be the flimsier cards, and it's going to have a glossy finish on both sides. Anything more than that all depends on funding. I would love to to take the logo and the name and stuff and make that like foil. But that you're talking about, like, you probably know, it's like 5 times the price if you do that. So I would love to do that, but it just depends on how funding turns out. And the 2 special collector's cards, the plan is right now for those to be metal cards. So if anybody's gotten any metal cards with their with the different things they've backed, I've gotten a few of them. I'm like, man, I want that. I want that to be in here. So that's what those 2 are. The plan is right now. I'm talking to a guy about getting that done, and I think it's going to work out. If not, they will be, like a hollow foil or some sort. They will be special some way if it doesn't work out with the metal. But the price works, and it sounds like he wants to do it. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool, man. So I see you got sketch cards here too. Sketch cards are near and dear to me as well. I love
Yeah.
sketch cards. Are you? So you're the only artist that's making the sketch cards, or do you have other
Yeah.
artists in there too?
It's just me.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sketch
Very
cards,
cool.
there's a 1 in 10 chance for every pack to have a sketch card in it, which is a decent chance. Or you can buy them for $25 if you don't want to, spend the $50 for a whole box. Because also, if you do buy a box, there's a guaranteed sketch card in it, at least one. But yeah, I always loved the chase cards, as a kid. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. Very nice, man. The box looks awesome too.
Oh, thank you. And it's an excuse to do more traditional drawings. So.
Yeah.
Even though it's just on a little card, it's still a good excuse to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
the box.
Very
I'm
cool.
super happy. That box is my favorite thing on the whole campaign. Like it's
Something about it, right? With the package design of things, it's so official.
yeah. I think it must be what it is. It's like it's official. It's got a box, just like when when you used to go to the comic shop and you pick a couple packs out of the box and go pay for them. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite thing.
Yeah. Very cool. I love how you have it so it could be displayed too. That's really cool, man.
Yeah. It's like here. It's like a
Yeah,
official. There's the cards in there. There's going to be 14 packs in here, and it's for the price of 8. So, if you want packs of cards, this is definitely the way to go, and you can get a nice, cool display box. Of course, it folds down, and you can kind of see the one back there. That's what it looks like when it's closed. So yeah,
Very nice.
This thing is great. And it's a nice retail quality.
Yeah. Justin wants to know: is there a binder, or will there be?
Man, I would love to do a binder. I've looked into it. I can't find anything that would make sense. I know people probably don't want to spend $50 for one. I don't know, maybe they do. But that's so far what I found. That's like what it costs to make a custom binder, and I assume it wouldn't sell enough to get that price down. But I would love to. I'm thinking maybe like if we do the next set, maybe then that way we could also fill it out. We have two series to put in there, but not right now. No, but that'd be cool. I like that idea.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Spicer says looks great. Hey,
Thank
Oliver, what's up?
Oh, Spy is he? He's the one doing your 3D model, isn't he?
Yeah.
That thing looks awesome, dude. Spicer, you are good, dude. I hope I have a reason to employ you one of these days.
Yeah. I'm having him on the channel on April 10th to talk about that.
Yeah. Man,
Among
awesome.
other things, I'm sure. But yeah, he's doing an incredible job. And he just came out of the blue with that. I was like, what?
Oh, really? Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good work.
Oh man, it's just amazing to be able to you make a character, you don't even know if anyone even gives a flying whatever about it.
Right. Yeah. It's cool when it turns out that they do.
And there's nothing like it, and I'm so humbled by it, and I just hope that people will continue to enjoy what we're doing with it and the stories and everything that we're going to come out with, because it's been great between getting people involved and really caring about the characters and loving to just draw them and put stuff out there, and people like yourself come out and you're like, hey, can I put this in my trading card set? It's serious. I never thought anything. I've been doing this for 18 years. I never thought I'd be creating a character that would resonate with people like that. So
yeah,
thank you, man.
I'm telling anybody, I'm sure everybody watching already knows about King Cryptid, but if you haven't got any of the issues, man, I feel you hit the sweet spot with like what's not already out there in the market and what should be on the market. He's an awesome character. The obviously the contained story with each issue is perfect. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Alterna newsprint style and all that. And you've got some awesome artists working on it too. I didn't know about Nick Hunter until I read, what was it, issue number 2 and one of the others, right? But
yeah,
He's great. He's his stuff. If I was employing an artist, he's exactly what I would look for.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal. And it was weird. He had submitted a story for it came out on a Wednesday, and I thought his art was fantastic. It was a nice fantasy story, and then he submitted one for an issue like 2 or 3 months later, like another issue. I started thinking, all right, I got to do this series, and I need
Yeah.
multiple artists. Let me just ask him. He'll say no
Yeah.
or whatever, and that's fine
Right.
if he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
If not, hey. And man, he blew me away with issue number 2, and he's going to be on 5 and 7. So,
Well, okay.
whew, yeah, he's great.
He is
Fantastic
great.
stuff.
His stuff is awesome.
And Spicer says, appreciate the kind words, brother.
Yeah, no problem. You keep doing what you do, man.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And let me pick your brain on something. Well, actually, you know what? Just I'll hold off for a minute. I've got a couple great questions here still from Comics for Life.
Okay.
So let's see. He goes, which artist did you come to respect only after redrawing their art? Or maybe respect more?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think I definitely respected more. Probably N.C. Wyeth, if anybody knows. And he's an early American painter. Not early, but early 1900s or so. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very simple the way he does things, but it's very different. And honestly, I probably don't use a whole lot of what I learned from doing those, but I really, he's one of my favorite painters. But yeah, honestly, like even like Rob Liefeld, if we're talking comics, like he gets a lot of flack, and he always has. But man, he knows how to get people excited about what they're reading, and it's the way he draws, the way he tells the story. So even Rob Liefeld.
There you go. Comics for Life also asks, how much did someone like Alex Ross or Bill Sienkiewicz influence you?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, Alex Ross, I think, probably influences, at least subconsciously influences anybody who's painting in comics. Sienkiewicz, not a ton. I like his stuff, but it's more abstract, I guess, than what I typically like to do myself. For me, it was mostly Joe Jusko, and the Hildebrandt brothers. All that, like I said, all the painters that did the Marvel Masterpiece cards in the 90s, like that's really where most of my influence came from.
Any influence from like Frazetta or Boris Vallejo or?
Oh yeah, Vallejo. Yeah, I just did a cover for Mike Barron, the Hogzilla piece, and it's here. And it is an homage to the Vacation that Boris did.
Yeah, that's great.
So, but this is a really funny book, by the way. But yeah, definitely. And Frazetta, I think that's another one. For anybody who is doing fantasy or comic book or whatever, if they're painting, they're influenced by Frazetta.
Whether they know it or not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But his compositions are super strong and powerful. I don't think I'm nearly as good as him, but I usually think of Frazetta when I'm trying to block out a piece. So
yeah, just phenomenal. But yeah, that's the thing too with Frazetta. Even if you weren't directly influenced, you're probably influenced by someone who's influenced him.
Absolutely,
or been influenced by him, I should say.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
it's incredible.
And even definitely
I
with
agree,
his like skin tones and stuff, like I got a lot of that from Frazetta. The way he puts the blues and the greens and yellows and reds and all these different colors that is in the skin, but a lot of painters don't put it in there. But there is, a lot of variation in the skin just on different parts of the body, and just the way light hits skin and stuff like that. So definitely that way I was pretty influenced, I would say, by Frazetta.
And I got one more question here before I've got one of my own. Comics for Life says, how long does it take to paint one card?
Man, this was like the best thing that's happened during this project. I realized I can knock one out if everything's going smoothly, in like 2 or 3 days. I've kind of gotten into a good groove with it. Like that's all I've been working on for the past 5 months or so.
Nice.
And it is also, like we talked a little bit earlier, it's character specific. There's only one character, which that alone makes it a lot quicker. There's not really much of a background, and it's all the same. It's kind of like I said, I'm in the groove of it. So yeah, it takes 2 or 3 days, which is a lot faster than I allotted myself for when I was trying to figure out how long it would take.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I guess I was surprised, but it's just it all clicked. So yeah.
Yeah, especially for a character-focused mood piece. In terms of what you're doing, though, are you using models? What's your references like? Are you just doing this straight out of your head?
Some of it, yeah. Usually, I will just take a picture of myself, and if there are any artists who ever do that, you know how embarrassing those pictures are, and you don't want anybody to find your phone and be like, "What is this?" And you like, I posted one. It's been a while when I did the Wraith of God piece that I did, because I won that fan art contest. I posted a picture of my reference where I've got like a cowboy hat on and I've got my guns out, and yeah, you definitely look goofy. But that's usually what I do. I don't always do one. It just depends on the pose. Sometimes I'll do it for the lighting specifically, but because I do like to have very dramatic light on the pieces that I do. But yeah, I usually will take a reference photo of myself. But I also, like, if I don't, I keep a mirror up here. You can't see it, but I, like, for face especially, I'll just like look over at the mirror and like make a stupid face, and just kind of keep looking back and forth, or hands especially.
Oh yeah.
I'll have a mirror right here just where I'm drawing, just to keep looking at it.
That's any artists out there that are getting into this stuff. This is solid advice, and this is something that you'll rarely hear from people. But you usually end up being the best model for your work just because you're there.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
And you work cheap.
That's right. Yeah, got a vested interest.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's the thing about what you're doing too, is that if someone were to take this, I think, and not either have a really good grasp on anatomy or lighting and composition and all of that, and not understand using model and reference, even if it's just yourself, and you were to attempt a set like this, I think it could go very bad very quickly.
Yeah,
because you really, that's the thing that I think that really stands out. I'm just going to take a quick look again at what you're doing. Let me see. Can I open that bigger? Oh, I can. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. Without the... now, obviously, the old dude here is not part of the set.
No, he's not.
But to see everything like this, I mean, you've got your light sources nailed down. You've got the anatomy perfect. It's quite an impressive feat. And I think if you weren't able to do that in that capacity, the set would kind of look chintzy. It would look, like I said, you bring so much gravitas to it because these characters feel like they feel important.
Yeah.
They feel like a big friggin' deal. Yeah. So I can't see anyone that sees these and gets the cards, if you don't know about certain characters, I can't see anyone not wanting to learn more and pick up the books and all that kind of stuff.
That's the
after
idea.
Seeing
yeah.
These.
That's good. Yeah, great. That's good to hear. That's what the Marvel Masterpieces cards were for me. So.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Yep.
Now, why is this dude here?
Well, he's covering up a dropped out character. That's why we're having the contest.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah, we got to fill a space. So
the composition on this fella, and he's so lifelike.
Yeah.
Which character is that? Old guy.
The old dude, of course. You don't know him?
Well, I need to. I need to learn more about the book featuring old dude in a red shirt.
Exactly. Yeah, it just draws you in.
Man, it's really great to see this kind of set being made. I know that it could be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
It could be like herding cats. I mean, it's already tough enough when you're a publisher trying to get a couple books made.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with all these different creators, man,
It has gone more smoothly than I expected it to. I mean, just everything that you and I have done with it, it's pretty much how it's gone across the board. Like, just everybody's like, yeah, and okay, this looks good. We'll just keep moving along. Here's a contract. Okay, signed. We're good to go. You know, it's gone pretty smoothly. So,
fantastic.
yeah.
Let's see, Jesus says the Crimson Turtleneck.
Nice. Maybe I'll do one extra card, and that'll.
Oh man, that'd be insane. That'd be priceless if you were to
Yeah.
actually make that. Take it, run with it. It's your own character.
Yeah. I'll put
And
it in
here's
my-
just
my book.
just make one card. Don't even tell anyone. Just put it into a random pack somewhere. They'd be like, "What the hell was that? That was an actual character."
That would be awesome.
Oh man. So my last question for you would be, well, actually that's a lie. I have two questions for you. But my last question about the card set. What are your plans in terms of getting this going for the future? And give me like everything that you're hoping you could do. I don't care if you think you can do it or not. I want to hear your hopes and dreams on this set.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna lay it all out. I would love, like, the boxes say Heroes Series 1 on them. So I would love to make a Hero Series 2. And of course, I would love to make a Villain Series 1 and Series 2 and 3, and as long as I can keep it up, as long as we can keep, getting cool characters to fill the slots. You know what? I haven't even brought this up, and this is just like spitballing, kinda. But I'm also a game developer, and I would love to turn this into some sort of like a fighting game or something like that.
Oh man,
That would be down the road, and I've got my own game that I'm making right now that is going to take plenty of my time anyways and stuff like that. But that would be super cool, I think. Or I don't know, something like that. I think I'm sure people would enjoy doing that. It's just like a logistical. It'd take a lot to get that done, and it's more effort than drawing a painting of a character and then being done with it.
probably a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
That's
I guess
awesome though.
If, like you said, whether or not it could possibly happen, that would be cool to do. So
Yeah, that would be really cool. Cole wants to know, can I get old red shirt guy on a sketch card?
if you specifically buy one, I will specifically do that sketch card for you. Yeah.
There you go.
Also, just so everybody knows, the sketch cards, I have 4 different characters that I'm going to do. And they're going to be my characters, so I don't have to get any more contracts in place with other creators and all this stuff. So it's going to be 4 different characters, just a few different versions of those, kind of over and over. Yeah, that's a couple of them there. Yeah.
Well, I give you permission for King Cryptid. Go for it.
No. Okay.
If you want to do a sketch card, if someone requests one of King Cryptid, go for it. That's fine by me.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. You heard him, folks.
Yeah, you heard it. It's recorded. It's on here. It's, Adam's got my permission. If you want him to draw a sketch card of King Cryptid for this campaign, you pick that perk. You want King Cryptid, you can get King Cryptid. As long as
Sure.
Adam wants to draw it.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, my full blessing. And
Yeah.
please, if you do, please let me know. Tag me in it, whatever it is, whether you make it or whether someone gets it from a pack or a quest or whatever it may be. I love seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Right on.
But so yeah, my next Buddha Bear says Dale Keown has a full photo album of him doing poses for Wolverine.
I'm sure he does. Yeah. I'm telling you, like sometimes my wife will pick up my phone and be like, "Oh, this is I'm guessing another Like if you look at those cards and then picture somebody just taking a picture of themselves acting like they're yelling at the camera and shooting a gun at it, they are ridiculous looking. And they're pretty funny. And I am sure to delete them as soon as I'm done with it. Every time.
So we're not going to see like a special
No.
edition.
It's not going to make it not going to make it into the art book, no.
All right. No behind the scenes references.
No. Just the red shirt guy.
All right. Well, all right. There you go. You guys know. Let's see. Buddha says, "Hey Pete, have I told you to hire a mini game maker recently?" No, you haven't. But thanks for letting me know. Paul says, "If we commission a full character, would you consider using it in a future set? The work is halfway done, after all."
I'm up to considering any character for a future set. I would like to keep the voting thing going because it was really hard to narrow down the 40. I actually was just going to do 35 at first, and I decided, I want to do some more of these characters. So I don't know how to keep choosing the characters, and voting would, I don't know.
Yeah.
Still. But yes, I'm up for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
if that would help much as far as having it halfway done.
Yeah, I don't know if this is what you're asking, Paul, but if what you're asking involves commissioning a character that maybe he hasn't gotten permission for, that would definitely be a red flag on that.
Right. Yeah, I definitely couldn't do somebody else's character without the permission.
Especially to add in the set.
Right.
Now, man, I'm a liar tonight. I got another question for you outside the last one that I've got. All right, now this question, I want to put this past you because I really love the image you made. Am I allowed to? And I know that you told me I could do anything with it but a trading card, but that's a very generous proposal. Because I'll run with it. Can I do a T-shirt?
Do a T-shirt. I would love it. I'll buy one. Do it. Yeah.
Can I do a poster?
I will buy one. Yeah. Do it.
Can I do a bookmark?
Please do.
All right,
Yeah,
I got more, but I'm getting to just man.
Anything you want but a trading card, and I only ask that because then I don't want to devalue the cards that I'm making myself. So
100% understand it. Yeah.
I am thankful for everybody who is giving me their characters. I don't think people understand. Like, there's no money exchange between me and any of the other characters or creators. So you and everybody else, don't—you're lending me these characters for me to make this trading card set for, all the fans. So I don't see why I wouldn't let you guys use it however you want. Might as well.
Fantastic.
That's my payment. That's my license payment.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because I don't know if you've seen like the all over type print shirts that we're doing now. It's kind of like I forget the exact name for them. Like, I think it was like the maxi shirts or something. Marvel did those T-shirts, the all over print.
Yeah.
But I would love to do that with your design, and I might even do like a blanket, like one of the big blankets for next year on the winter campaign.
Yeah.
But great image, and I'm going to definitely be using it in multiple ways. Cole says, just ordered the sketch card and snagged another box while I was at it. There you go,
awesome,
Cole.
Man, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you, guys.
Let's give a quick refresh here.
Okay.
So, the total went up, but the backer total didn't go up. So 4,845. Maybe it needs to catch up, or maybe it leaves it that way.
Yeah,
I don't know how Fund My Comic works with that. But yeah, the total went up.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
There you go.
That'll help get it made. So thank you for backing.
Fantastic. Jaded One says, I have a question for Adam. In your digital pieces, how many brushes do you use, and which do you like best? Oh man, that was like my last question. Was what's he doing? What's he using digital? Okay, so you got it, Jaded One.
Yeah, that's a good question. I just like everybody else who works digitally, I probably have like 500 brushes, and I use 2 of them. I use a it's like a soft brush. It's a custom brush, but it's like a soft brush that kind of mixes also as you paint. And if you do it lightly on the iPad, I use an iPad. If you push lightly, it'll be mostly mixing, and if you push harder, then it adds more paint into the picture. So that's when I use the most. Actually, I lied. I have three. I have another, just the regular pencil sketching one that I'll sketch first, and then I just use like an airbrush for everything else. That's pretty much it. I mean, the odd, occasionally I'll use a different one. For these, a lot of the backgrounds I have them more painterly, so I have like a chalk brush that I'll use on the backgrounds and stuff. But yeah.
Now, are you building up like an opacity, and how are you doing that?
Yeah, it also is with that mixing brush that I use. It also, the harder you push, the more, or the more opacity it has, or less, whatever. It's darker, more paint if I push hard, less paint if I let off of it. Yeah.
Wow, very fascinated by it. I don't think I'll ever really dive fully into digital art. I'm not saying never.
Yeah.
But I'm fascinated by it because I haven't seen too many people do it in a way that fascinates me. The way you do it does fascinate me.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, keep it up.
If you have seen Dan Lawless, the way he works.
Oh, yeah, he's great too with that.
And he uses just like one brush, I think. It's just like an airbrush. And the way I love his stuff, man. The way he can, it's so simple. It's, he does simple lines, and then he has very simple values that he puts in there, and it brings it to life. Like, I don't know how he does it. That's awesome the way he does it.
Absolutely. See, Brian says use Adam's King Cryptid as the back art for a King Cryptid trading card binder. Well, we already got a King Cryptid trading card binder, but if I were to do a binder like that, it would be very expensive. So the binders that we do, it's basically like a solid color, and then they screen print with the binder. And it's not so bad. But to do like what you were talking about with like the big full color binder, you got to order like a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It becomes a whole production.
Yeah.
It would be cool. That's true.
And yeah.
But
yeah.
Dreams.
Yeah. That's like you have to start a whole new company just to cover the binders.
Yeah. It's like when people were like, why don't you get a printing press, Pete? Then you could, print your own comics. And I'm like, man, that's a whole company. You don't just like, I'm just going to print my own You got to justify having that thing day in and day out. And and the space for it, and the people to operate it, and the stuff coming in, you don't just go, I'll buy that new Epson. Put it in the corner and make me some comic books.
Yeah, gee, I didn't think about that. Maybe
Yeah.
I should. It's
Like,
that
hold
simple.
on. Oh, what is it, like 700 books need to get printed? Hold on. I'll get you that book in 4 years.
Right.
Just day in, day out, printing that book off that printer. And bind it
stapling
up,
it.
staple it, and yeah. All right, ship them out.
Yeah. If
But
only it
yeah.
was so simple.
Yeah, man. Yes, dreams. I would love it. That's one of my goals, though. One of my big dreams is to get like a full color binder, and that would be a good. That'd be a good front image. But we'll see. Maybe one day. Yeah, King Cryptid Trapper Keeper. That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
So I don't know if you had said it. I don't know if I caught it. But what software are you using for this?
Clip Studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's fairly easy to use, so yeah, I like it.
Very nice.
The what I used to use was Painter. It was Corel Painter, and it really does feel like as close as you can get to traditional painting. But if you use the brush that I use and stuff, the way you can get it to put down paint is pretty nice. That's all I really look for. Procreate is probably a pretty good thing. I just don't use it. I think it's nice and cheap and does a good job. But I've never tried it. I'm sure I'm missing out. I don't know.
Well, I'm not the guy to convince you.
Right.
I think I'm still using, what do I got? I got Photoshop like CS6 or something like that.
Nice.
And I mostly use that for just graphic design sort of stuff.
Yeah. Man,
Not
I
really
installed
drawing.
I installed Photoshop like 5 years ago on my computer, and I still can't get it all the way off of there, man. I hate Photoshop. And it's like the go-to for most artists, but it's like it keeps like pop-ups will come like you need to install. I'm like, no, I don't want you at all on my computer. Get out of here.
Oh wow, that's
It's
weird.
like, I don't know, and I've Googled it and tried to get it off of there, but it is still in there somehow. Still running in the background.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm not a Photoshop fan, and it also I don't like the way it feels when you're like it doesn't feel like you're drawing the lines that are, you know.
Oh yeah, well that's a whole other thing for my usage. I'm not a fan of what they do with the subscription model. I'm not a fan of any of that stuff with the
Right.
subscription models on these softwares where you can't actually own them.
I know. Yep.
But I think whatever the last one was that they stopped and then they went to the subscription model, that's the one that I have, and I'm not going with the other stuff at all.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Rachel says having an extra wide printer for posters would be great to have. Oh yeah, like a wide format printer. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Space. I need to have the space.
Right. I imagine that would take a lot of ink.
Yeah, definitely.
Or toner or whatever it is.
Hell, Brian, if you can do binder printing and it looks sweet, you let me know. That would be cool.
Yeah. Let me know too.
Man, oh man. All right, man. I'm scanning the chat to see if there's any last questions here from anybody before we wrap up. I'm not seeing anything here. If you guys do have a question for Adam before we wrap up, please make sure to get it in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna start winding down and saying our goodbyes. One thing I do want to ask you. You mentioned that you have a comic.
Uh-huh.
Where can people go to learn more about that comic?
Right. It is. I have written it, and it's about 120 pages, and I have outlined it, and I am still in the process of making it. I will probably, hopefully, once I get the cards done, made, shipped off, I'll be focusing on it. And I'm actually gonna play around with the art style in it. I've got the first, I want to say 12 or 15 pages inked already, but I think I want to try something different with the whole style. So I'm going to go back and redo those also. But it'll hopefully later this year I can get it up and running on another campaign. But yeah, follow me on Twitter if you can. That's where you get any updates on stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, that'll be coming hopefully later this year. And I'm not going to run my campaign until I have a good chunk of it, because I know people don't like waiting, and I'm not really paying other people, so I don't need the money in my pocket necessarily before I start on it. So yeah, as soon as I can get a good chunk of it done, we'll get rolling. I hope by the end of the year I can get that going.
All right, fantastic. You think that'll be on Fund My Comic again?
I think so. Yeah, I love Fund My Comic. It's a great crowdfunding website. So
all right, very nice.
Choke Slam, that's the name of it.
Ah, okay. That explains. Okay, so the characters you have here.
Yeah.
Where is it?
That's the titular character right there, and Armature down there will also be introduced in the same story.
Very nice.
And there'll be a video game coming with it. You back the book, you get a free PC game.
Holy smokes, man.
I know. I like to give.
You're a giver.
Like I said, I'm a one-man game developer, so
that's awesome, man. Well, looking forward to seeing Choke Slam coming out down the line. You said maybe later this year?
Hopefully, yeah. It depends on how much I can get done. Yeah. Yep, keep an eye out for that.
All right. Well, there is Iron Age Icons. If you guys want to check that out, the link is in the chat. It's also in the description of the show. And Adam is 155 away from the $5,000 milestone. Look at that.
Yes, let's do it.
Fantastic. 56 backers on board with 43 days to go. So this is what, only like 17 days or so old?
Yep, yeah, something like that.
Man, very nice. Fantastic. All right, Adam. thank you so much for being on here tonight, for including my character in the set, and for doing such a tremendous job on it. And for just being here and having a great conversation. It was great to learn about what you're doing with this set and everything else too, man.
Thanks, man. Yep.
Cole says, just based on your art and personality, I'm all in on your comic already. There you go.
Thanks, dude. All right. Good to know. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, Adam, before we go, where can they find you specifically? Let's give them your Twitter stuff.
Yeah, Twitter, Adam Miller Draws. Or is it, or Adam? Yeah, Adam Miller Draws on Twitter is where you'll find. I don't do much of anything else. So
you don't have a
best
YouTube
place.
or anything?
I have YouTube. I've got a couple of draw streams on there. I would love to do more. I just can't get the. Maybe I will this week. I'll try to do one. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just Adam Miller. I don't know what my YouTube is.
I think it's Adam Miller Draw. I'm gonna go to my Twitter right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
figure it out.
Let's figure out this mystery. Yes, it's Adam Miller Draws.
Okay.
One word, no spaces, no underscore. It's just Adam Miller Draws. There you guys go.
Thank you for that. Thanks for doing all my PR, Peter.
Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for your questions tonight, your comments. Always appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Ring the bell for notifications. Yada, yada. You guys know the drill. Adam, thank you so much, man. Seriously, again, it's a honor and privilege to be a part of this set. I'm looking forward to more of them. And I'm really looking forward to that villain set, too, and anything else that you've got coming down the line. Really cool stuff, man.
Thanks, man. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. All right, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to have Susan Eisenberg on the show. She was the voice of Wonder Woman from the Justice League Unlimited and Justice League Animated series. And also, she had a cameo in The Chair, which was the film based on my comic. So I've known Susan for a couple of years now. And it'll be good to have a conversation with her, mostly talking about the Justice League and her voice acting and whatnot. That'll be 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, and hope to see you guys then. Until then, everybody have a great night and an even better tomorrow. All the best.